What's up, guys and gals, to another video. I missed you guys so much. I'm happy to be right back on these story times with you guys. I want to thank y'all for all the support y'all been giving me. I've been loving it. It's been going crazy. We're at 141 subscribers, almost at the 300. Hopefully we can get 300 by the summertime. And let's get right into this story time I have for you guys today. This story time that I got for you guys today is about the boys when we have the boys sleepover. Now, the girls of the channel who we got like 13% of my views are girls. You guys may not understand what we're about to talk about, but this is kind of like the boys sleepover, little hints into what boys sleepovers usually look like. So usually I would have sleepovers usually during the weekend, and it'd be during my birthday. Like usually the week of my birthday, I would usually have sleepovers, and it would be amazing. Usually I would invite. Now, don't get me wrong, I usually had invited like 10 guys over, and we usually no homo, but we would usually sit here and usually chill. I would usually have I would ask my mom and them to borrow all the TVs in the house, and back then TVs used to be big. They didn't used to be like those small little TVs that we have now, where it's like thin screens. They used to be those big chunky TVs, so I used to borrow like 3 or 4 of them, and I would take them into the basement, and I would have them all set up. So we'd have like 4 set up, and literally everybody would bring their own. I would tell them to bring their own gaming system. Some people bring the Wii, other people would bring like the PlayStation or Xbox, and then we'd all set them up and we'd all play downstairs and we'd all have fun. And usually I would go to like Five Below and get a lot of candy. Usually it was like different ones. That's where I would say the Smartie video came in, where I would buy Smarties, and literally we would sit up there, and some people would come down here and just roll their Smarties and start smoking the Smarties and stuff like that. But usually during their time, we'd usually play the Wii. And on the Wii back then, some people will know about it, some people may not know about it. It was Skylanders. Skylanders used to be the game back then. If you don't know what Skylanders is, I'm going to give you basically the short summary of what Skylanders was. Skylanders was a game where Skylanders was basically a game that you could literally go to the store like Target and stuff like that, and you could pick up these characters that you'd be able to use in the game. Now, to get these characters into the game, there was like a little tiny portal thing that you could plug into your Wii, and it would allow the Wii to render the actual character as long as you had it on the stand. Now, the stand itself was probably about $20 itself. And then when you went to the actual Target or Walmart or any of those to get the Skylanders used to be expensive back then. If people who played it know that it was like $25 per character. So these little characters that you had, that they had so many of, Skylanders was making a whole bunch of bank. They were literally like $25 each, so you would spend so much money on them. Now, back then, I'm a little kid. I'm probably around like 8, 9. I don't have a lot of money, so I usually had maybe like 2 or 3 Skylanders. And then what happened was, you'd invite your friends over, and they had Skylanders as well. So then they would have Adam. Then you'd add them up, and since there was like 10 of us, we'd always have probably around like 25 characters. Now it's a good amount, but it was between all of us and stuff like that. And we'd play the game and we'd enjoy it. It was a very fun game, stuff like that. I did notice that like it was one of those games like after you play it and you finish the whole game, you no longer want to play it because you don't really know what to do after that. And it's like, you've already finished the game. It's like, do I just go and do the game over again? It just wasn't fun the second time around. But that was the first game that we usually play, stuff like that. The second game, usually it was on Xbox 360. Some people would be playing on PlayStation 3. Back then, we would be playing Call of Duty. Now, most people know about Call of Duty because I play it right now, usually on the screen. You guys see it and stuff like that. We're playing Fortnite, probably this one. But, usually I'd be playing Call of Duty, and that's a really fun game. Back then, it used to be Black Ops 2. Anyone who knows Black Ops 2, I vote that is the best game in the world. Like, that one was the best game in the world back then. To play Black Ops 2 was just hilarious because it's like, usually it was a sniper, and it was always the glitch spots. Like, you would have those friends who knew exactly where you would spawn, so they could kill. Like, once they killed you once, they can automatically snipe in each area and just shoot through all the buildings. Now, it was always a glitch, but, it was fun to play. It was fun to play with your friends because you could split the screen up into 2, and both of y'all could go against each other. And usually during my house, what I would do is I would have a tournament. So basically, all 10 of us would come here, and we all write our names down, and we all write it down on the list, and we all go against each other. And some people, once you die and you lose, you're off the list. And usually we would have a jackpot at the end. Now the jackpot, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a lot. It was like 5 Starbursts, five Smarties, and then it may be like $5 or something like that. Like back then we were little kids, we don't got no money like that, but we had fun, and it was always a blast playing it and stuff like that, and giving different camos and all that. Being able to show your friends how much you worked for on the game because they all played it as well, stuff like that. It was really a great time, and usually like for my birthday parties when I had sleepovers and stuff like that, we usually just stay up all night. So usually we would stay up until like 4 a.m. So literally we wouldn't go to sleep until 4 a.m. and then wake up the next morning and have to eat breakfast and all that. But everybody would be waking up at 8, and it's like, damn, I only got 4 hours of sleep. And it's like, whew, this is a doozy trying to wake up like that. But it was always fun. The next day you wake up and everybody would eat breakfast in the morning. Everybody would thank my mom for allowing them to sleep over and stuff like that. All the parents would come and stuff like that, and it'd just be an amazing time. Now for me, sometimes it did get out of hand when when you have so many guys in a room. Like one time I did sleep. I'm gonna say it right now. I was sleeping, right, laying down with all the bros. I had a huge couch that you could sleep on that extended out, right? And you could probably have about like 4 bros on that couch without anybody, needing any space or something like that. And I would be like, okay, so we would all lay on the couch. And one time I was laying on the couch and I wasn't paying attention. Next minute, my bro, and all y'all would know his name from some of the other story times, we could call him Timo. Timo decided that he wanted to come downstairs and act like this hand sanitizer was lotion or something. So he would start going around pumping everybody with sanitizer on their feet, acting like their stuff. And I'm like, yo, that was tripping. Everybody was like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, yo, don't worry about it. What the heck y'all doing? Like, I'm like, bro, you acting fruity right now. But it was always hilarious to see, all in fun jokes and stuff like that. Now that I look back on it, it's just hilarious to see all the laughs and funs that we had as boys. Usually it was like you didn't have care in the world, to be honest. And most of the time before it got dark, and usually at nighttime and stuff like that, is when you usually play the game and all that stuff. Now most of the time when we were actually the morning and usually that evening time where I was allowing them, usually they would sleep over on Saturday, they would leave on Sunday. Usually Saturday when they come over, they would come over around 2, so we'd be able to play basketball. Usually at the park in my neighborhood, we usually play basketball all day. Now sometimes we would switch to football and stuff like that. Just have fun as like 10 boys, having fun playing basketball, going against each other, challenging each other, stuff like that. And then usually at the end of the day we would start playing the game and all that stuff, and usually we'd have pizza and all that, and it'd be a fun time and all that. And I think that playing with the boys usually over sleepovers are the best thing in the world. Now when you get older, you realize that you do less and less of hanging out with your bros. Sometimes you do, but it's like they usually get distracted on girls, stuff like that. Life goes on, but those times are probably the best times ever. Usually you want to remember those. So I would say the moral of this story is, just appreciate those little times that you had as a teenager and stuff like that with your bros, just enjoying life, not really thinking about, the stress of being an adult and all that stuff. So I hope you guys did enjoy this story time that I had for you guys. If you guys did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We're at 141 subscribers. I really do appreciate all the love that y'all been giving, and I'm gonna keep pushing strong, getting y'all more and more story times for you guys. I really do appreciate it, and I'm out.